right. I believe it's recording now. Yep. All right, so we're doing lifestyle career development. So make sure you grab your Rosenthal purple book. We are on lifestyle, like I said, career development. I believe what chapter is that? If you have the book, it is on chapter 7. Chapter 7, yes. So we're just starting off. We're gonna try to do 50 questions or more if we can. So let's get to it. Okay, cool. We both got that right. Because originally, um, counseling was started as for careers to help people with like when a new industry, um, after the World War, it was a lot of people who were trying to find jobs, and so they were just trying to figure out what careers would work for them and how to guide them in their career, also known as career counseling. All right. And let's go to the next one. Did you want to add anything, Marquita?
No.
All right. But let me see. Um, I want to see if there was anything I can add additionally. It's in the book. No, that's good. I was trying to hurry up and pick something because the questions were so intense. Like the options were so intense. Um, but yes, C is right. Let's be rational. A woman can only advance so far. So you're being a realist. Like William Glasser, you're stating that the obvious. You really have very little chance, if any, of becoming a corporate executive. I'm here to help you cope with this reality. So yes, it's acknowledging the off balance of women and male in the workforce, and also allowing the person or working with the client to help them cope with that. I was literally gonna pick A, but I picked D. Um, most research, most research in the area of career development and its relationships to students indicate that a very high portion of students in high school and at junior high or middle school level wanted guidance in career planning. Career interests are more stable after college. And that is question 503. So most studies indicate that students would like more help in this area of career planning, including the fact that 50% of college students have career difficulties. This information is especially important in regards to young African Americans who have fewer positive work role models. Simply put, 3/4 of 11th graders wanted help with the career planning, and the number who wanted help with 8th grade is nearly okay. First of all, that's a lot to digest. So pretty much just remember that a very high population of students in high school and at junior high or middle school level wanted guidance counseling and career planning. And that's because during that time, even in middle school, children are being taught, hey, what do you think you want to do when you get older? Or it's more information now where careers can be reviewed, or like they go visit a college, or they might have another college come to the school. And so that might pique their interest. But it varies different based upon your ethnic background and accessibility. But in this case, just remember that most areas of research in career development, it'll be high school, junior high school, and middle school, all but except elementary school. Okay. So a dual career family is one in which both partners have jobs to which they are committed on somewhat continuous basis. Which statement is true of dual career families? Dual career families have higher incomes than the so-called traditional family in which one partner is working. Okay. Let's see what the explanation says for that. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but um, common sense prevails here, as two incomes are indeed usually better than one. Okay, so make sure you read the question because I did not, because I picked this one here as a last resort. But Keita picked this one, which is correct. All right, next question. All right. Oh, finally, I got that one right. In the dual career family, partners seem to be more self sufficient than in traditional family. In a dual career household, the woman is correct answer is typically secure in her career before she has children, which would be nice if that was the case for a lot of people. Okay, so any questions about that, Marquita? Nope. Okay. Choice A. Oh, go ahead.
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, let's go to the next one here. Okay. Studies indicate that students want more vocational guidance than they received. Let's see. Guidance is seen as a developmental and educational process within the school system, while career counseling is viewed as therapeutic service for adults preferred outside of educational settings. Okay.
Mm,
Okay, statistics reveal that on average, a worker with a bachelor's degree earns over 10,000 a year more than a worker with a high school diploma. Any questions with that? No.
No,
All righty
that
then.
was a guess for me, but I was just like, it was a guess, but I feel like I knew it, so I just trust
Mhm.
my gut and chose it.
Yeah, I try to make it applicable to myself, and I'm just like, well, could I have gotten the job I had now without a degree?
Mm,
Without a higher degree, because I would be making more money. A lot of jobs these days want you to have some kind of degree. Depends on what you're doing, especially in mental health. So I just try to make it applicable to myself. But yeah, that's how I answered that one. And then when it said D definitely was not right. Older workers have slower and slower than younger workers, which was just wrong. So I knew that was not right. And blue collar jobs are definitely not growing faster than white collar jobs because that's not the case. If that's the case, then other people, working class people, will have more jobs in this certain situations. And then the other answer option was fewer workers possess a high school degree than ever before, and that's not ethically that's not sound because we don't know that, right? We don't know statistically, we don't know what that is. So the best answer will be A. I figured when professional career counselors use the term leisure, they technically mean the time the client has away from work, which is not being utilized for obligation. Oh, you got that one right, Marquita. Okay, good job. I need to be doing better on this. This is why we study. All right. In terms of leisure time and dual career families have less leisure time, and that's because both parents are working all the time and they might not be as available. And it also depends on when the parents are when they're working. Some people might work at night, some people might work during the day or mid shift. So it just varies. And once again, don't look at that. I picked the wrong one. A client who says, I feel I cannot become an administrator in our general agency because I am a woman is showing an example of gender bias. Because the reason is because she's a woman, that's her gender, identified gender, and that causes her to feel like she can't be adequate um, and becoming an administrator. So definitely not gender bias, the trait and factor theory or developmental theory and choice. All right. One major category of career theory is known as trait factor approach. It has been dubbed the actuarial or matching approach. This approach attempts to match the worker and the work environment. The approach thus makes the assumption that there is one best or single career for that person. Okay. The trait and factor career counseling actuarial or matching approach is associated with Parson and Williamson. All right. Next question. The trait and factor or actuarial approach asserts that, let me look at the book. This is question number 13. Um, and the question, right answer is B and C. And B is testing is an important part of the counseling process. And C, a counselor can match the correct person with the appropriate job. All right. Parsons suggests there are 3 steps to implement the trait and factor approach: knowledge of the self and aptitudes and interests. B, a knowledge of jobs, including the advantages and disadvantages of them. C, matching the individual with the work. All right. In 1909, a landmark book entitled Choosing a Vacation was released. The book was written by Frank Parson. Parson has been called C, the father of vocational guidance. Which statement is not true of the trait and factor approach to career counseling? It's E. The answer is C. The approach is developmental and thus focus on career maturity. And I think here for me was the fact that I didn't look at the word not in this statement. I just assumed I saw trait and factor, and I assumed it had to be Parson and Williamson. So that's where I screwed that up at. But if you got to make sure you read the actual question, even if you read it in your head and read it with a pen while you're going through each one so you can know like what you're reading and not trying to speed read. But the right answer is C. Marquis, did you have any questions about that one?
No,
Okay.
I don't have any questions.
Okay. All right. Next one. Edmund Griffin Williamson's work pur- purports to be scientific. I said scientific. I know it's late, you guys. Don't judge me. Ed Griffin Williamson's work purports to be scientific and didactic, utilizing test data instruments such as the Minnesota Occupational Rating Scales. Okay. And let's take a look at the explanation here in Rosenthal. Let's see. Minnesota means matching, or Minnesota and matching both begins with M. So that's how Rosenthal said you can remember that. Um, and it says Williamson was associated with the University of Minnesota for over 40 years. Remember that you are looking for the best answer. All right, then go to the next question. The trait and factor approach fails to take A, individual change throughout the lifespan into account. All right. You have any questions about that one, Marquita? I know you got that one right as well.
No, I don't have any questions.
Did you have anything about how you came to that answer or no?
No, I just try to remember what the trait and factor approach was.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember reading like a while ago how it don't really keep in mind that we change throughout life. You know what I'm saying? So
Uh-huh.
like how I chose A. But yeah.
Okay. That's a good one. And then like relevant psychometric data. Um, was this that's what I chose. Clearly was the wrong answer. But that wasn't relevant to the trait and factor approach. And then personality is, in a sense, trait and factor already rated, within the approach here, and job requirements wasn't relevant to what they were looking for. Okay. So the answer is A. Anne Rowe suggested a personality approach to career choice, which is C, based on the premise that a job satisfies an unconscious need. Anne Rowe. Let's look at the explanation here. The American clinical psychologist Anne Rowe was one of the first individuals to suggest a theory of career choice based heavily on personality theory. Some exams refer Rowe's work to a person environment theory. The theory is primarily psychoanalytic, though it also draws on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Rowe's major propositions are that needs which are satisfied do not become unconscious motivators. The higher order needs will disappear even if they are rarely satisfied, but the lower needs will be the major concern, and that the needs are satisfied after a long delay will become unconscious motivator. Rowe emphasized that early child rearing practices influence later career choices since a job is a major source of gratification for an unconscious need. All right.
I got that one wrong.
Rowe was the first career specialist to utilize a two-dimensional system of occupational classification utilization. The correct answer is B, fields and levels. We both chose that one. I think it was the part of the psychoanalytical part that kind of got me to that one. Let's look at the explanation. Let's see what's here. The 8 occupational fields include service, business, contract, organizations, technology, outdoor, science, general culture, and arts and entertainment. The 6 levels of occupational skills include professional, managerial, 1, professional, managerial, 2, semi-professional, small business, skilled and semi-skilled, and unskilled. And so with that explanation, just tells you about what the levels are. But when it comes to Rowe, who's a first career specialist, her two-dimensional system consists of fields and levels, and these are all the fields and levels that are listed in the explanation. All the following are example of Anne Rose fields except unskilled. And we just from the previous explanation, that was definitely not one of the fields or levels that was mentioned. So
That wrong.
oh, you got it wrong.
Reading is fundamental, okay?
I I was don't feel bad. I was gonna pick science, but I was like, I thought science was in there. But yeah. Though it doesn't say science exactly in the fields. Actually it does. It says science. So yeah, it's okay. It happens to the best of us. I got some previously wrong, but yes. So all the following are examples of Anne Rose fields except unskilled. All right. Next question. Okay, all of the following are examples of Anne Rose levels except outdoors. Um, and if you look at the explanation again, and you got that one correct, outdoor is correct. If you want to go over the levels again, the 6 levels are occupational. The 6 levels of occupational skills include professional and managerial, professional and managerial, semi-professional, small business, skilled, semi-skilled, and unskilled. The outdoor that's mentioned that it's not right is part of the fields area, not the levels. All right, next question. Rose spoke of three basic parenting styles: overprotective, avoidant, acceptant. The result is that the child will develop a personality which gravitates towards people or away from people. And that also speaks to like how some people are introverted and extroverted at work. Some people like to talk to people, some people don't. It just depends on what your personality is. And it's also like Rose said in here, can be based off your parenting styles that you experienced while you were growing up. Rose theory relies on Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs in the sense that in terms of career choice. And the answer is A. Lower order needs take precedence over higher needs. And we talked about that too in the previous question. And this is question number 23. Um, the job that meets the most urgent need. Okay, next question. Okay. Support for Rose theory comes from the Rochurch and TAT. Let's look into that real quick. Um, Suggested memory device. Row begins with an R, and so does Rochurch. The thematic appreciation test, also known as TAT, is similar. That is the projective test. Now, the explanation is not that clarifying, but just remember the support for Rose theory comes from C, the Rochurch and the TAT. In terms of genetics, Rose theory would assert that B, genetics help determine intelligence and education, and hence influences one's career choice. According to Anne Rowe, who categorized occupations by field and levels, the choice of a career helps to satisfy individual needs is the correct answer. Yeah, we both got that right. All right, next one. A 37-year-old Caucasian male states during a counseling session that he is working as a clerk at Main Street Plumbing. This verbalization depicts the client's C, job and occupation, because he's saying where he works and what his job position is. Okay. So Rowe recognized the role of unconscious mind in terms of career choice. Another theorist who emphasized the unconscious process in this area of study was Borden. All right, let's take a look at that question. Let's see. Borden. Edward Borden, though, felt that career choices could be used to solve unconscious conflicts. Yep. And that is it for that one. Did you have any questions, Marquita? Okay.
No, I don't have any, but I have never heard of him before.
Okay. Yeah, me either.
Like, who is this guy?
Edwin Borden felt that difficulties related to job choice are a are indicative of neurotic symptoms. All right. This is the kind of exam question you literally could answer correctly via the process of elimination. In the previous question, it was noted that Borden analyzed career choices using the unconscious mind. Needless to say, this is a psychoanalytical assumption. Here, choice B can be eliminated since reinforcers are seen as modifiers in behaviorist school. Choice C can also be eliminated in as much as analysis is not a present moment approach. Lastly, irrational cognitions are stressed in rational emotive behavior therapy and some related cognitive schools of intervention. Another career theorist who drew upon psychoanalytical doctrines was A. Brill. Brill emphasized B, sublimation, as an ego defense mechanism. All right, let's see. Did you have any questions about that one? 30.
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay. A client who becomes a professional football player because he unconsciously likes to hurt people would be utilizing sublimation, according to Brill's theory of career choice. Yep, and he just talked about that in a previous question. So, All right. Today, the most popular approach to career choice reflects the work of John Holland. And I see you chose super. I was going to pick that one as well. Um, let's look at John Holland's. John Holland's theory can be best described by his four assumptions. First, in our culture, there are six basic personality types: realistic, investigative, artistic, social, enterprising, or conventional. Second, most work environments correspond to six personality types. Third, people search out agreeable environments which lets them express their personality type. Fourth, the individual's behavior is determined by an interaction of personality and environment. Possibly memory device for the six personalities and environment types as rice. Holland's self-directed search SDS is designed to measure the six personality types. So you think of the most popular approach, you'll think of John Holland's. Holland categorized choice D, six personality orientations, which corresponds to analogous work environments. Most experts in the field of career counseling would classify Rowe, Brill, and Holland as D, personality theorists. And that's because their work is derived based upon how your personality fits a certain environment and the skills that you're needed to complete your job task. Counselors who support John Holland's approach believe that an appropriate job allows one to express his or her personality. And that just pretty much describes what John Holland's theories is in regards to your personality fit for the most appropriate environment. And the key word is support. Who supports? And none of these here supports the theory, except for this one. Holland mentioned six modal orientations: artistic, conventional, enterprising, investigative, realistic, and social. A middle school counselor is mostly social. All right, and that is because in school, in the middle school, it's all about being social, working with the children at that time. Let me see if there's any additional information for the description. Teachers, counselors, speech therapists, and social workers will fit into the social category. John Holland said that the person in the social category prefers to solve problems using interpersonal skills and feelings. Holland's theory would predict that the vice president of the United States would be enterprising. The enterprising person likes to sell to others or perform leadership tasks. He or she tends to value power and status. Other enterprising occupations would include real estate agents, business owners, television producers, and hotel managers. A client who wishes to work on an assembly line would fit into Holland's the realistic typology. The realistic or motoric person likes machines. This individual might become a truck driver, an auto mechanic, or might fancy plumbing. All right, next question. Holland's psychological needs career personality theory would say that a research chemist is primarily an investigative type. The investigative personality type likes to think his or her way through a problem. Occupations congruent with this type include scientists, design engineers, geologists, mathematicians, and philosophers. Holland's artistic type seem to value feelings over pure intellect or cognitive ability. Which of the following clients would not be best described via the artistic typology? It would be C, a 33-year-old female drill press operator. Yeah, you both got that one right. Next one. Holland did indeed believe careers. Holland did indeed believe in career stereotypes. In other words, The person psychologically defines himself or herself via a given job. Thus, a bookkeeper or clerical worker will be primarily fit into the B conventional category. The conventional type values conformity, secure structures, rules, and feel comfortable in a subordinate role. Statisticians, bank clerks, and controllers fit this stereotype. By the way, conventional and comfy both begins with C. It's how you remember it. In regards to an individual's behavioral style or so-called model orientation, Holland believed that C, most people are not purely personality types and thus can best be described by a distribution of types such as realistic, social, and investigative. Okay, let me see what the explanation is for this one. Um, okay, the explanation just talks about the other answers, but yes. So just remember, in regards to an individual's behavior style or so-called modal orientation, Holly believed that most people are not pure personality types and thus can be described by a distribution of types such as realistic, social, investigative. Holland believed that a given occupation will tend to attract persons with similar personalities. All right. All right, next one. Okay, I think that has the same D and D, so that's the same there, same one twice. Um, so it should have been right for me. I see the answers there twice for D and D. It should say A, B, and we're missing C. So let me make note of that. Put that. Um, Developmental career theorists view career choice as an ongoing or so-called longitudinal process rather than a single decision made at one point in time. The pioneer theorists in this area who were the first were Brill and Borden. It is choice D. All right. Ginsburg and his colleagues now believe in a development model of career choice, which asserts that all the above is the correct choice. The choices are: the process of choosing a career does not end at age 20 or adulthood. Career choice decisions are really made through the lifespan. And C, career choice is reversible. Initially, Ginsburg and his associates viewed career choices as irreversible and the result of compromises between wishes and realistic possibilities. This theory identified three stages of career development, which is the correct answer is B. Fantasy from birth to age 11, tentative age 11 to 17, and realistic from age 17 to 20. Holland relied on a personality theory of choice of career choice. Hop Hopcock's theory, based on the work of D. Henry Murray, is also considered a personality approach. Okay. I see you, Marquis. You're doing great.
Thank you. I'm trying.
It sounds like you're doing good. Look like you're doing good. The most popular developmental career theorist is Donald Super. Super emphasizes C, the self concept. Super and self concept both begins with S. How convenient. The assumption here is that the individual chooses a career which allows the self to be expressed. All right. Super's theories emphasizes five life stages. The stages are growth from birth to age 14, exploration 15 to 24, third, establishment age 24 to 44, fourth is maintenance age 44 to 64, and fifth, decline age 65 and up. All right. Stupa's theory includes A, the life career rainbow. All right. Let me see what it says about the life career rainbow. The person can play a number of potential roles as he or she advances throughout the five stages mentioned in the previous question. They are parent, homemaker, worker, citizen, student, or child. Super called the graph display of roles and unfolding over the lifespan, the career rainbow. The roles are played out in the theaters at home, community, school, and work. Research into the phenomenon of career maturity reflects the work of A, correct answer, John Cripes. And let's see what it says about John. Career maturity might be referred to as vocational maturity on your exam. Let's see. It doesn't say much about John Kreitz, but John, just think of John Kreitz. He works on the idea of career maturity. And Marquia, do you want me to get more information about John Kreitz?
When
John
I think
Kreitz.
of him, John Cright's career maturity, like start with a C. That's how I kind of remember career maturity starting with a C. His last name starting with a C. Kind of. That's how I got the answer.
Okay. I was trying to see if I can get more additional information about John Kreitz. But just not to make it more confusing, just think of him as the creator of career maturity. And when I was thinking about career maturity, is being able to know exactly what you want to do in your career. Um, it says a helpful way to students to gain personal insight into the process of and readiness for making career choices. Yeah, so being mature and being able to make your career choices. John Kreitz, mature career maturity. The decision making theory, which refers to periods of anticipation and implementation adjustments, was proposed by David Tideman and Robert O'Hara. Okay. John Crumboltz postulated a social learning approach to career choice. This model is based mainly on the work of Albert Bandura. Okay, and let's see if we can get some information about Albert Bandura. This is question number 53. Let's see. Bandura emphasized the role of modeling in the acquisition of new behaviors. The theory of modeling in the acquisition, okay, I'm reading it twice. The theory states that people learn not only from consequences of their own behavior, but also from observing the consequences of others. Think about that with Albert Bandura. The model Crumbolt's suggested is D, behavioristic model of career development. Okay, we both got that one right. Awesome. A counselor favors a behavioristic mode of counseling. Like D. A counselor who favors a behavioristic mode of career counseling will most likely is C, suggest a site visit to a work setting. Uh, let's see what explanation that would be. It's not really a clear explanation, but if you look at the council who favors a behavioristic mode of career, they want to be there in person. They want to like experience and do the actual behavior that they need to do for like a job. They want to be at the work site. They were hands on in a sense. A fairly recent model to explain career development is a decision approach. The Gillette decision model, created by Harry B. Gillette, refers to information as the fuel of the decision. The Gillette model asserts that information can be organized into three segments: predictive, value, and decision. Choice A. In the Gillette model, the predictive system deals with C, correct answer, alternatives and the probability of outcomes. Linda Gottfriedsen's developmental theory of career focuses on B, correct answer, circumscription and compromise theory. All right. According to Gottfriedson, people do restrict choices, circumscription, and when people do compromise in regards to picking a job, and indeed she feels that they do. They often will sacrifice the field of work before they sacrifice sex type behavior or prestige. The leading method adults use to find career information in the United States is the correct answer by securing information via the newspaper.
I
Now,
was kind of like, okay, that's kind of dated via
yeah,
news.
I was going to literally say the same thing because a lot of people find information about jobs via website, like career
Exactly.
portals like Indeed or Monster, or like
Mhm.
reviews of people who like had those jobs, glass ceiling. So it's definitely outdated. Because I have not never once looked in a newspaper for a job, and I am older. I will not give up my age, but I am older, and that has not happened. So
Right.
yeah, I think that's outdated. So yeah, I agree on that one. When career counselors speak of OOH, they are referring to the correct answer, the Occupational Outlook Handbook. Those options were kind of confusing because I was trying to pick the right one, but yes. OOH stands for Occupational Outlook Handbook. It's Zenth, the DOT, which stands for Dictionary of Occupational Titles, um, listed approximately 30,000 job titles. In the Dictionary of Occupational Titles, each job was given a choice A correct answer, 9-digit code. The first three digits designated the occupational category and the divisions, whereas the middle three describe the task in relation to the data, people, and things respectively. The final digits help alphabetize the titles. The dot was first published by the Department of Labor in 1939. The first three digits of the DOT code refers to a correct answer, an occupational group. You are working as a counselor for a major university. A student wants to detailed statistics about the average wages in her state. The best resource would be the Bureau of Labor Statistics website. All right, Marquita, I can do one more, then I am out of here. It's midnight now. But we can do the last one.
Okay.
Really, a counselor who is interested in trends in the job market should consult the OOH, the occupational. What's OOH, Keita?
OOH stands for occupational. Um, it's a
Out, Outlook
occupational
handbook.
outbook hand. Out. Okay.
Oh, it's
I'm so
fine.
tired. I'm like, okay, what does it stand for?
That's why I said we can cut it and we can finish. We can finish tomorrow too, because
Okay.
we can finish the rest of the questions and we can move on to another chapter. But yeah. All right. So thanks to anyone who took time out to listen to this and read with us on the Rosenthal book. And we'll finish the next chapter, which will be today because it's after midnight. And we'll post a video so you can follow along with this. Uh, thanks, Marquita. And
You're
then I'll see
welcome.
you tomorrow. Let me stop the recording. But also, if you like the content, you can subscribe to the channel, hit the notification to get the most recent videos with the study groups that we put out. And hope you have a great night. Let me log off here.